said, Tanzania offers a very friendly investor regime with political and peace. With peace and political stability being primary. Yeah, so it's a safe haven for investment, and it's also strategically located. This was alluded to earlier. As TIC, we offer attractive investment and fiscal teasers, which are very predictable and stable. And there are options for soft landing for serious investors should you choose to bed roots in Tanzania. Free repatriation of funds is on offer, as is investment guarantees. We subscribe to an international standard when it comes to the settlement of disputes, and there is predictability when it comes to our investment climate. Importantly, we have strong forums that government engages with on a regular basis to ensure that there is intake in terms of private sector contribution to informing policy and development, one of which signed the MOU today, the Private Sector Foundation, but there are others. There's the Tanzania National Business Council, CTI, and the like. Very importantly, and I think this is the big prize, Tanzania now has a national ID system, which is very strategic for all private sector institutions, and so this should, again, be an excellent catalyst to support investment in the country. In terms of trends associated with registered investment in Tanzania, we picked up at TIC that there's been an increase in the number of projects, investment projects, FDI projects coming into TIC. We're sitting at about 896 at present, and at the end of last year, Tanzania had attracted about $19 billion in investment projects. Most of them in the oil and gas sector, focusing on exploration, but we're sitting at about 19 billion. In terms of ownership, as far as the center is concerned, not everybody comes through the center, not every opportunity comes through the center, but the ones that we've picked up, 52% of the projects are foreign owned, 25% are locally owned, and then 23% are the product of, sorry, I've got it wrong, it's the other way. 52% are locally owned, 25% are JVs, and 23% are foreign owned. So this dispels the myth that the Tanzania Investment Centre is a centre that services primarily foreign investors. We're actually and increasingly servicing domestic investors who have an appetite for rolling out projects and who want to seek fiscal incentives. In terms of the top 10 leading countries with registered investments in Tanzania, the biggest one to date is actually the United Kingdom. So China's not there, contrary to what a lot of people might think. So we've got the UK as being the biggest investor, followed by Kenya, followed by India. Kenya and China are on par with each other. Netherlands and the US are also on par with each other. And then you've got smaller contributions coming from South Africa, Canada, Germany, and Oman. It'd be a wonderful thing if a couple of years from now we can turn around and say Singapore has replaced the UK. So that's the goal. That's the goal. FDI inflows from 2006 to 2011 all point to the fact that there is more FDI flowing into Tanzania. And if we look further into Singaporean investment in Tanzania, our president also alluded to this, we're sitting at about $401 million of investment coming from about 6 projects that we registered at the Tanzania Investment Centre. Huge trade deficit. We need to work on this, and hopefully today is the beginning of an effort to begin to address this. So where do we come in as the Tanzania Investment Centre and the Zanzibar Investment Promotion Agency? We have a basket of fiscal incentives that we offer, all of them provided for in legislation. They include tax incentives relating to capital goods, deemed capital goods, capital allowances, All of these can be downloaded. They're also available. Over and above that, we have other incentives that don't necessarily translate to tax relief when it comes to providing immigration quotas, unconditional transferability through any authorized dealer when it comes to the movement of funds, and very importantly, I think for the individuals who are involved in the roundtable discussion this morning, we are able to award strategic investor status to institutions that bring $100 million and above projects into Tanzania. So in other words, you're able to apply for for strategic investor status, and what that does is it gives you access to the National Investment Steering Committee, which TIC is the secretariat for, and this is a committee that's chaired by the Prime Minister and has representation from the strategic ministries, and they're able to provide guidance to projects that are not, they're fairly unique to the Tanzanian environment and are not necessarily or sufficiently catered for through the existing legislation. So that window is there, and we do have a few projects that have been awarded strategic investor status. So the point I'm trying to make here is I want to give the assurance to those of you who have huge strategic projects that are capital intensive, that there is a window through which your projects can be rolled out and implemented with the appropriate attention from all the line ministries in government. The Zanzibar Investment Promotion Agencies has its own peculiar basket of incentives that it offers. I'd like to encourage you to speak directly to the representative here. And they again are enshrined in legislation and therefore protected and can be availed to you. On mainland, we have an export processing zone. We have our representative here, Dr. Adele. But in Zanzibar, he works independently from us, but he's part, we work side by side. But in the case of Zanzibar, the Export Processing Authority works directly under the Investment Promotion Agency. So she would also be a useful port of call if you want to understand what's available and what's on offer there. Again, like I said, Zanzibar has its own set of unique investment incentives, and these can be made available to you. So, in terms of investment facilitation services, what do we offer at TIC? Well, we have senior government officials from various ministries all lined up to support you. So, like I said, it's gold rush season in Tanzania. If you choose to show up, shovel and pickle, and providing your shovel and pick is worth over $300,000, you can get all the services that you need at the Tanzania Investment Centre. These include registering your company, getting support with immigration issues, business licensing issues, land, labor, and most importantly, Tanzania Revenue Authority, the big thing. Yeah? Our commitment to our investors, provided we get all the information that we need, because we often get complaints that these processes take longer than 3 days, or most of the time, in fact all of the time, it's because we don't get the information that we need. We're able to register a company in 3 days, issue an industrial license in a day, issue a business license in a day, offer a certificate of incentive in 7 days, offer residence permits in 14 days, and issue special passes within a day. You can meet with us immediately. We're always on standby as the TIC staff, and we're also there to facilitate your investment experience by arranging appointments with other line ministries. We do this free of charge. Preparation and confirmation of itineraries for potential investors is something that we're used to doing as well. So we look forward to working with the Singapore Business Federation to organize your trip to Tanzania. And investor aftercare services is also something that we want to focus on. So any follow-ups that will need to happen after this session is going to be our responsibility. We gladly embrace it. The President spoke about all the various opportunities that exist in Tanzania, so I won't go into great detail, but suffice it to say that agriculture takes center stage for us in many ways, agriculture and agribusiness. And to that extent, we have a very interesting initiative that the President also spoke of again, which is the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor in Tanzania. And what it aims to do is to transform this entire area of agriculture into a productive hub, taking into consideration all the various supporting factors like infrastructure, energy, and the like. It's actually a very unique initiative. It's actually, the product of a Harvard now. It's actually being case studied by the Harvard Law School. So if any one of you want to read more about this, you can actually Google Harvard, and you should be able to pick this up as a case study. But more importantly, it's been emulated by a number of countries around the world, including Vietnam and Mexico, and has also been the stimuli for other agricultural initiatives on the continent. It's an all-inclusive agriculture initiative. It promotes investment in the area of rice, because Tanzania has the topography and it has the right levers for I'm banker, so I struggle to think about rice and agriculture. What are the words? Tanzania is the right environment for rice, there's a lot of information that's available on the SAGOT initiative itself. My officer, I don't know where Matthew is, maybe you can stand up, because we've come up with a lot of information on the SAGOT initiative. So those of you who are interested in gaining more information on this are available to contact him. The bottom line is that there is a deficiency when it comes to the supply of rice in the local markets as well as regional markets, and therefore, by promoting this, they hope to address that challenge. It also seeks to address the deficiencies that exist when it comes to the supply of sugar. And there are huge deficiencies. The primary market opportunity for sugar producers in Tanzania is local. Sugar estates are reaching peak production. The supply gap is set to increase at an estimated amount of 6% per annum, and therefore there's a need to be able to bridge that gap. And it's in that area that investment is being attracted.